Dear Life is the Mission, I keep being told to watch Israel to see what God is doing. Why is that? Good news, we are taking a quick overview of the Jewish religion today. Dear Watch Israel, most likely that is because you come from a Judeo-Christian ethic or culture. You were taught that Israel is the key player in the history of the world. You were told that this tiny country of Israel somehow holds the key to understanding the future of humanity. Some Christian religions feel the information found is the vision of John recorded in the book of Revelation. It foretells of the final days of life on this planet as we know it. His narrative believed that everything would circle around the earthly return of Christ to that Israel GPS marker, and thus the last battle of all battles would have to be fought right there. The Hebrew religion stems from the same story and family split we talked about last time with Abraham and his two children, his two sons. Do you remember Isaac and Ishmael? In direct opposition to the Islamic account, the Tanakh proclaims the Abrahamic family believed that Isaac was to lead the family forward and thus lead the true religion. They believed that they had heard from God on this according to the Tanakh. The Hebrew Bible, the Tanakh, tells of a great blessing given to the firstborn son Ishmael and the same blessing given to Isaac. However, the mantle of the future leadership would fall to child number 2, Isaac. The Hebrew Bible and the Christian Bible declare the Jews to be God's chosen people. I will not argue that point, but I have to admit that everyone believes their group or religion is God's favorite people. Have you ever been to Rome? Have you ever been to Mecca? Point proven. Many also look to the Hebrew Mishnah, the transcribed oral historical record of the Jews, for their illustration and their information here. The Jewish sacred text, the Tanakh, is what modern Christianity basically calls the Old Testament. It is comprised of 3 sets of books: the books of Moses, aka the Torah, the books of the prophets, aka the Nevi'im, and the rest called the Ketuvim. Their basic message is there is only one Elohim God. His official name is Yahweh. That name is never spoken in public by sinful men. Okay? In everyday usage, God's name is called Yehovah. Yes, I said that right. There is no J sound in the Hebrew language. Yehovah. They also have another 20 or so noun adjective base names they refer to him by. Eloah, Elion, Elohim, Elohai, El Shaddai. So they have one God with this basic message. There will come a political and religious Messiah, a supreme ruler who will, through his political leadership and anointing of God, bring peace to all true people of Israel and return Israel to the glory of her King David days. That's quite an effect. The Jews have turned their back on God many times, and that is said to be the reason they have been in a lot of jams over the history of civilization as we know it. Some believe that God is punishing them and always restoring them for another shot at his great blessings. Though often berated, they silently control massive amounts of influence around the free world and media. Somebody must be trading with them. Their work ethic is stellar, and they seem to lean a little to the political left. In the McCarthy era, Google it, my friends, they were oft-touted as communists. Though most of their people are now practical atheists, their devout followers still pray for a political Messiah to come and restore Jerusalem and the people to a time of peace. Their most extremely orthodox group requires their wives to work while the men focus on prayer and studying sacred text. This ultra-orthodox group continues to keep girls from being educated and will even throw bags of urine on girls who are going to school. But these are but a small sect within a small religion. There are radicals in every religion. I highly recommend Rick Steves' The Holy Land, Israelis and Palestinians Today for a fantastic visual overview. I will include a link below. The faithful Jews living in Israel continue to pray daily at the broken wall of their historical temple for Elohim to answer their prayers and restore Jerusalem to peace and power. So Judaism at less than 1% of the population, one might question its unusual impact on society. Judaism is without a doubt the other half of the family of Abraham. This nationality and religion have spent much of its life in servanthood to another nation. From Babylon to Nazi Germany, these people have been hated by some and under the thumb of others. These brilliant business people have been rejected and scorned more than any other people group, yet they are still together. Their tribes still range from sea to shining sea and then some. Some Jewish followers transition at a point to a new religion called Christianity, which makes up the largest sector at about 1/3 of the world's population, yet declining rather rapidly in some places. Christianity is the declared continuation of the Abrahamic story to include non-Hebrew people to experience the goodness of Jehovah through the teachings of Yeshua Jesus. But we will tackle that viewpoint in later discussions. Mark Twain reminded us that travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on those accounts. He said, broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one's little corner of the earth all of one's lifetime. Mark had a way with words. Personally, I believe that understanding each other is the first step to loving each other. And truly loving each other is the first fruit of genuinely knowing a creator God. One does not need to spend their life trying to speak truth, as truth comes out by itself in our lifestyle. Kierkegaard reminded us, the truth is a trap. You cannot get hold of it without getting caught. You cannot get hold of the truth in such a way that you catch it, but only in such a way that it catches you. Truth catches you. Thank you, Soren. So where there is doubt and disillusionment, let me bring life. Where there is darkness and despair, let me bring life. Where there is ignorance and misunderstanding, let me bring life. Where there is hatred and heartache, let me bring life. Where there is unfairness and injustice, let me bring life. Life is the mission. Life is my mission. I hope it's your mission too, my friend. Invite a friend to join these discussions. I can't wait for our next discussion. Have a great week. Peace.